We begin our journey looking at the Christmas story through the lens of permacrisis as we think about Mary. Mary waiting to get married in a culture that's heavily male dominated. Mary waiting to be rescued by her knight in shining armour, or Joseph the carpenter. And tragically, as we look at it through our culture, of this terrible situation that this poor girl has really got no hope in society other than to marry well and to do well. So with all her eggs in that basket, relying on that, an angel turns up and says, Mary, you will give birth, you will have a son, he will be the Messiah. And you've got to feel for Mary in this point, because she's living in a culture where sex before marriage is not acceptable, and where if she becomes pregnant and she's not married, she will be rejected by her family, and no one will want anything to do with her. Joseph won't marry her, and ultimately, under the law of the land, tragically, she should be put to death. And the astonishing thing about this beginning of our reflection on permacrisis is simply this. Mary said yes. I'm not sure she had to. The angel says, you will have a son. Mary says, well, how does that work? I've not done biology, GCSEs, but what's that all about? I know I've never had sex with someone. How can I give birth? And the angel says, the Holy Spirit will. This will happen. This hasn't happened yet. Mary gives consent. She says yes. And I'm really struck by that, in the sense of Mary chooses to enter a time of permacrisis. She chooses to go forwards into a time when her world will be turned upside down. And she does so, we don't really know why she does so. She may do out of naivety. She may do out of an unwavering trust in God, of thinking, well, God is leading me into this. He will lead me through it and he'll be with me in it. Mary chose to live in a time of permacrisis. It was a permacrisis she opted into when God gave her the choice. We're in permacrisis now. Many of us wish we weren't living in the circumstances we are, but this is where we are. This Christmas time, may we take inspiration from Mary, who chose permacrisis and chose to look to God in his leading in amongst the difficulties and the chaos.